Okay, part 3. Okay, yes, this is all from the CES letter. I'm just condensing it into kind of things that I think are important to talk about. And like why me and my adoptive family are not on, no reconciliation. It's a lot more complicated than that too, but I asked my dad twice if he would go to therapy. Not with me. You don't have to do it for me. Like, my daughter Grace, just do it, I don't care. You don't have to talk about me or anything. Just, because when you heal or when you go to therapy and you see all like the toxic behaviors, or you get new vocabulary of what things are called, and you know how traumatic things were for you, like your body has reacted, and like my nightmares, most of them are, it's like always me trying to call 911 or asking someone to call 911, or like to like begging someone to help me. And a lot of the time I'm asking my family members, and they have no reaction, no urgency, or they ask a lot of questions, or they just say you're fine, or you're ignored. And some in the dream I'll be like choking, or like I'll have like an anaphylactic shock or something, like call 911 please, or something like that. Or like, like CPS or something, like someone could advocate for us, like better for me, better than don't want to speak for anyone else, advocate for me better than I could at the time, because my mom was really abusive and my dad was an enabler. Junior year was really hard. We lived on Livingston Mountain for many years in a nice like little home, not big. It was nice, but yeah, junior year of high school, my you're not supposed to get divorced. It's a bad thing. And so my mom just wanted them like a master bedroom to herself and not share it with my dad. So they bought a house, a $500,000 house, really close to the high school. And so my mom had this crazy, huge master bedroom with like a hot tub, huge shower, skylight, a walkout deck. We had like she had a hot tub like, and they got the house because when you walk downstairs, it's like a little separate living quarter. So there was like another fridge and a stove and a sink and a dishwasher and a bedroom and a shower and another entrance, And my dad got that room downstairs, bed, shower, whatever, closet. My sister Gloria got the room across from my mom's master bedroom. Very big room. Nice. And I got the unfinished basement room that had like the water heater and like the electricity things, and the floor was concrete, like slab, and the ceiling wasn't finished. Like it would, like the installation and like the trash bag stuff covering it, and I didn't have a window. And asking to even share my dad's room, my sister Genevieve said that I was selfish. So, whatever. I don't know. I guess I don't really want to go into the other Mormon stuff because that's just kind of. They're all older than me, too. And you don't have common sense on any part of that, of your religion, or even like, maybe my 2-year mission trips going to poor Indigenous communities and telling them that they're wrong and that you, an 18-year-old white person, have the right religion. And a big thing is tithing. 10% of your income goes to the church. Always. I've had to do it with all my birthday monies, like Christmas monies, like, you know, and that was a point of abuse too, like financial manipulation. And that's for as long as I can remember, like in middle school up into high school, I was given $30 a month, okay, but I had to buy any and all clothes that I needed or wanted, right? You know, bra, underwear, shoes, any extracurricular school fees, shampoo and conditioner, unless she was nice and got a good deal at Costco. And we got really big bottles to share with my sister. And then also, most importantly, paying for like my menstrual products. $30. And I was severely yelled at spending anything, including buying that stuff, like menstrual, like, and not having anything saved. Like, okay. And my parents are not poor. When they were younger, they were. Not at the time that we were. My dad worked full time, and he is smart. He's an actuary, and he, 9 to 5 for 40 years. And my mom, by the time, we lived with her, she was just gone all the time on the expensive trips, buying houses. Even to this day, they have so many houses like in Hawaii, in Mexico, at least 10 minimum in the United States. And she rents them out as Airbnbs, and that's like, whatever. A colonizer is what you would call it. So the idea of money and stuff is like really hard. And I found like the receipt of like my adoption, and I saw like the name of like the lawyer and Helen, the orphanage director, how much they paid him. And I asked for it back. Like, they take no responsibility or accountability of like anything that they directly are related to the supply and demand of a international child trafficking network. That's serious. Morally, legally, and anything otherwise you can think of. But they have deemed it, Lisa and Stephen, my adoptive parents, they have deemed it my responsibility only. And that it doesn't, like, why would they go to therapy? I don't want them to now because I'm old, I'm tired. Like, I gave my dad an ultimatum twice. Like, I need you to go to therapy, or like, I can't have a relationship with you. And he said no twice. And like, the only reason why we talked again after that, because I have a lawsuit going. The basement apartment that I moved into, it's flooded 6 times since I moved, like 6 times in less than 12 months. You hear Peter? And it was so much water. They didn't do anything to help. They're like, I asked for like maintenance people to come, mold inspections. I asked for like a heated fan, like literally anything, and they did nothing at all. And so I found lawyers who took my case, and so that's where my money is going. And they're wonderful. I have a good case. I have so much evidence. I never wanted to do a lawsuit. I was so kind and nice in all my emails. And like, I explained what was going on, and like, I was taking videos and pictures, like, oh no, like, can't you see this and stuff. And it, like, they were so rude. And yeah, so I had lots of water, just stagnant water, and I didn't know where it came from, like water heater or somewhere in like the sewer plumbing system, like, and I used all my clothes, pillows, blankets, anything and everything, 6 times to absorb all that water. And they said just to turn on the bathroom fan and the heater up as high as it goes. So during the summer, my bathroom was hot as fuck. And it's like, okay, well, are you gonna pay for my fucking utility fees? No. So I'm basically like in limbo. I'm ready to move out of my apartment, but we're right on the brink of doing like a settlement. So my lawyer's like, you need to be ready to go, like start packing, you need to like clean your apartment and everything. And I worked as a caregiver for lots of different clients, but one with dementia, lovely lady, best friends. But I just had so much going on that I had to take a step back to like do what my lawyers are telling me to do. Make sure that I'm ready to go and follow the rules and stuff, because they don't want me to get countersued, because they really don't like me. Um, Sorry for all the noise, but I have 4 cats and they're crazy. So I had to reach out to him and help and like say I'm sorry. Or like, for what? First of all, for asking you to be an adult, a father, you know? Love isn't just a word. And first of all, you can't love someone you don't respect. And they don't respect, like, you can think that you can, and you like really genuinely can believe that, but it's not love, whatever you think that is, unless you respect that person. Yeah, so help me with like rent and whatever. Thank you. And this is where he like goes back and forth, because you know, like, I'm looking for other places to live, but I don't have like, you know, I'm gonna be ready to move in at this time, and blah blah blah, because it's just in the legal system, it's all up in the air. And my dad's not that up in the air kind of person. He's very but yeah, I don't know. I asked them for the money back from that they paid for me. Okay, I asked for it back. I went into a lot of detail. I've always given them never mind. Yeah. And that how much it would mean to me, and that it's kind of like a reconciliation kind of thing. But yeah, I posted about that on, like, that was my second article, I think, that I wrote about, and I posted a picture of my receipt. My receipt. You know, like, my papers were forged. I've done all the DNA tests. I don't have any closer family than like a 5th cousin. I've tried them all. Like, if you give me advice on that, I just don't. I guarantee you I know more than that. Then yeah. So because I speak the truth, or I tell my family how they have hurt me, or whatever you would want to call it, it's like, no, we'll love you up until then, up until this point. Or like, I think there was an article or something I wrote, and it was like, not that I wrote, that I read, when does a cute little black boy become a threatening man, or something similar. And like, that's how I feel. You know, and I do pretty heavy treatment, like trauma treatment, like EMDR. I've tried like CBT therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. I've tried so many different drugs. That I don't even know. Prescribed, okay? And mushrooms. Weed. But I've tried so many over like the 3 years or whatever during the lockdown. And it just doesn't matter. Like, it's like, hey, and I'm not saying like to my parent, like, hey, look how much you fucked me up, dude. Like, it's just so much more than that. Like, they genuinely dislike me as a person. And like the things that they say to me in private or when it's between my parents and me, disgusting. Like saying that I look white, I don't look indigenous, that I'm basically a white woman, or that I have as much white privilege as I do as my white mom. I do have privilege, but certainly not white privilege. Privilege based on my proximity to blackness, on their perception or their perceived perception of whatever. And this didn't all start just like then, you know, like the church has been really fucked up because it's patriarchal. We're taught just to have kids and learn how to cook. As young adults, we'd be split into young women's and young men's, and the men's would do like survival and like backpacking trips and you know, like how to apply for a loan and like that kind of thing. And like up until like junior year or like, you know, until like 17, 18, whatever the fuck years old I was, we were taught how to sew. Our activities were how to sew, how to make quilts, how to do our hair, what makeup, how to act on a date, how we're tempting to men, and it's like our fault if something happens, which enabled the other young men, and if you know, you know. And the church did change their rule on gay marriage. For a long time, unaccepted, wrong, love the person, not the sin, going to hell, they shouldn't adopt kids, horrific things in church, taught by the bishop. And then like the Mormon church is a massive, right now they're worth more like $10 billion from the tithing. And no one who has donated has access to those books. Nobody, except for the high church members, like in the, I forget, I don't know their name anymore. Yeah. So it's like they all choose that kind of religion, that lifestyle. They're racist. They uphold white supremacist ideologies. They've said disgusting things about Black Lives Matter. they vote for Trump and they don't think anything's wrong with it. When Trump was first elected, in all of our Guatemalan adoptee groups, we were told to have our papers on us at all times, because there were several times where he said like the type of, like the way we came into the country was no longer seen or something. And there were other adoptees just like me that had the exact same paperwork, that had the exact same signature, all this stuff. And they got sent back to a country that they didn't know the language of, they didn't have any family of. So it's like, my parents can't love me. Your family can't love you while doing that. And what is it? The cognitive dissonance? Or like they're just stupid. And the thing, like, it's like they're not even stupid. Like, you know, give them a good math problem, or like do some fucking trivia, like certain things, like it, but that doesn't exactly equal intelligence or emotional intelligence, or, you know, the difference between sympathy and empathy, and or like a backbone on standing up for, or like just even like acknowledging someone else has like factual based stuff that should question who you are morally and whatever else. Like, they're not, my family are not people I'm proud of. I think that they are wasting their time or resources, a leech on society, basically. What are you doing? Upholding racist shit, sending your kids to mission when you literally haven't questioned any of, or maybe you have and you are willfully ignorant. Like, it's a lot. And it's, like, what am I supposed to do with that? You bought me. You brought me into this country because you had some sort of thing, like God telling you that your family wasn't over, or that you had 2 more daughters out there or something. And, you know, since the very beginning of your religion, that you guys like the cult that you believe in basically says, like, we can guarantee a good place for you in heaven. And Mormons believe that there's multiple levels of heaven, and you want to go to the highest one, obviously, because in that religion, or whatever you want to call it, if you're in the top, you can go down, but if you're at the bottom of the heaven, you can't go up. I don't know, right? That's what smart people think. That's what smart people believe in and teach their children. Or that's the hill that you're gonna die on. Why would I want to be associated with someone like that? You're not a safe person to be around. You're not a trustworthy person. That's why I have nightmares, like 911 nightmares, because I'm asking my family members for help, but obviously they will not help. But it's still me in some way realizing that I can't do it all on my own. Or that, like, I need to get away from them and, like, need to be protected from them. Real fucked up. But yeah, so my dad, yeah, I don't talk to anyone from my family. And like they're aggressively rude. They have such a superiority complex, white savior complex. Like as an adult, they can't be wrong, or someone younger can't be right, or like a younger woman, maybe woman of color, can't tell you that you're wrong. That doesn't feel good. I want my reparations. I want the money back. And it's like, someone said, like, not someone, my mom was like, we're not going to pay twice for you. That's not what it is. And I'll post what I wrote. I'm not going to talk about it here. It's, but yeah, it's like, stand up for who you are, what you believe in, and you too can lose your entire family for being a different color. Sponsor me. Venmo me. Hire me. But yeah. I don't regret it. I would do it over. Actually, I wouldn't do it over. I'd fucking kill myself if I had to do that. Period. But in like the a paradoxical way, you know, I am who I am because of all of that, and I wouldn't change that. If there's an easier way to be the same person, yeah. Don't think so. That's not how it works. But yeah, just kind of scary. Because I've always felt this way, or like, just I didn't have the vocabulary, I didn't have the space or capacity or financially like able to do it, you know. Because it was like with changing all the medications and doing that kind of therapy, like I couldn't like do a normal job. Like I wasn't, like half of them are like, don't fucking drive. You know, and luckily my rent wasn't too much and everything, but it was like I had to like deal with the abuse for the benefit of myself, kind of, in a weird way. Like, they're the reason I'm real fucked up. Not exactly, but a little bit. And then relying on their help to continue the healing. Like, it's really messes me up, I guess. And yeah, my dad freaked out. There's this family list that my aunt does. In their family, like their name, address, phone. And, you know, I'm hopefully moving out of this place soon. And so I didn't want to give her this address. And it's only to my family, and I don't care. So it's like, if they want to send me something, they can send it to my dad. So I gave my aunt my dad's address. Like, just put it down for mail or whatever. And he was pissed. Like, I had to apologize. And he's like, I choose to live alone. And it's your responsibility if you're, like, homeless. And it's like I'm doing everything, first of all. Like, I applied to college. I just, because I figured out what I want to study. And, I started my LLC and my website, and I've published my first articles, and I transcribed this Indigenous woman's interview. Like, I was like, someone spoke the Spanish translated version, and I was able to speak the English translated version. And I've been able to focus like on advocacy more, like printing these things for like Gaza and how to donate internet and stuff to them. Like, I'm giving a lot, and it's because I love it. It's just like, that doesn't pay, and I don't know. It's like a weird limbo. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I lost 2 sets of parents. Yeah. 2 families or whatever. And like, I wasn't asking a lot. I was just asking for respect and love. And they always taught like good morals and what it means to be a good person and standing up for what's right and do anything for my family and all this stuff. But then they turn around and they don't uphold that at all. And that's confusing for a child. And it still is to me today, Like, just set me free. Write that check. And it just doesn't sit right. Like, that there's a transaction for me as a human. And I was a child. I didn't consent. And from everything I've read and found, like, my birth mother or whatever probably couldn't consent either, or didn't consent either. So just going through a lot of different things. But if you want to read about the stuff, you can go to my website, and I'll probably post a couple different things. I can't really think of what else I would, like the name of what it, like a title or whatever, but thanks for listening. I'm trying to think of if I'm forgetting anything. Place to live. Let me build you a website. Let me work for you. Actually, on my website too, I have all my experience laid out in a very beautiful format. Check it out. Unless I didn't pay for the subscription because I don't have money, but if it's there, if it's online, then I don't know. But thanks for listening. This is why I write things down versus videos. But yeah, maybe this will become a regular thing. I don't know. Ask questions. Yeah. If I forget anything major, I'll just do another one. And I don't know how to edit things, so I'm not gonna do like transitions. And I highly recommend just doing like a speed up button, like the fast thing. Maybe captions, because I'm looking at the timer and I was like, damn, it's kind of a long time. But yes, follow me on Instagram Julia Grace Garfield. And yeah, I want to change my last name too because it's fucking weird. But I digress. I digress. Okay. Bye.